You've worked hard to earn and save. Now it's time to make your money work hard for you. This is Empower Your Retirement with Frank and Frankie Guida of A Better Way Financial.
And I'm Heather Branch. Frank is off today, but Frankie Guida is here to share his insight on ways that you can work to better prepare for your financial future. BetterWayFinancial.com is where to start the conversation about your retirement plan. We also have links posted in the show notes. So again, it's BetterWayFinancial.com. So the January days are officially upon us. Snow has fallen. Everybody is cold. And you know what actually is upon us? Apparently, the story goes that, and we've just passed this day, that if you have come to this weekend and you've completely given up on your New Year's resolution, you are amongst the many, because they said the second Friday of January is when majority of people have completely abandoned their New Year's resolutions.
I wouldn't be shocked. I feel like 2 weeks is really that time. If you're going to ever make a habit, you really need to do it consistently for 2 weeks before it starts to just become that you don't have to think about it. You know, it becomes in a situation where you're not even thinking, you're just doing it at that point.
Right,
and if you're not just doing it at this point, you're probably not going to do it for the rest of the year.
Well, okay, let's put some positive energy into the universe then, Frankie. Let's motivate some people here. Let's inspire and help, because I feel a lot of people, they make either a physical resolution, right? Like get back to the gym, or there's a huge financial resolutions, right? This is the year that I'm going to get it together. I'm going to get it in order, particularly for the folks that you work with. I'm talking about the 55 and up crowd. Yeah. These are the people that are thinking about retirement. And when it comes to retirement, if you've done a great job saving and putting away and investing and growing, awesome. But FYI, a 401k is not a retirement plan. We talk about that all the time.
Nope.
So we got to work to put a plan in place. But when it comes to financial planning for retirement, it's a whole different ballgame. So a lot of people might be thinking maybe they need to get some help finding a financial advisor. Obviously, we live in the age of 2025. Where would you begin to looking? The most of us are going to hit the internet. And financial planner Michael Kitces tells Yahoo Finance that is where the majority of people begin.
The number one Google search for financial advisors is financial advisor near me, which to me basically says, so advisors are so hard to differentiate from. I just picked the one that's geographically convenient to my home or office. And so from the consumer end, I empathize a lot with consumers. They think really struggle to figure out how to tell us apart. How do you tell which one's good? How do you tell which one's knowledgeable? Because we don't really articulate our specializations very well.
We also talk a lot on the radio program about how you guys at A Better Way Financial are a local business, independent financial advisors, two very important things for a lot of savers and investors. So when it comes to somebody who may be doing the New Year's resolution thing, Frankie, on the Google, looking for an advisor, what should people be looking for when it comes to, quote, the right fit then?
Well, Heather, I thought this was really interesting because it made me think of when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, I used to always go to wrestling practice. And my dad would never take me to what's the closest wrestling practice to me? What's the closest wrestling coach? It would always be, where's the best wrestling coaches in the country and how can I get you in front of them so that you're in the best position to continue growing and becoming better?
Got it.
And so we would drive. Sometimes it would be an hour. Sometimes it would be an hour and a half to find the best wrestling coaches in the area. And so I feel like it's the same way when it comes to picking your financial advisor. You could settle for whomever the closest one is to you, or you could look for who's the very best at what they do. And this is the way I grew up is how do I put the best out there for other people? How do I become the best that I can be so that I can serve our clients in the best way that we can as a team here at A Better Way Financial? So it's important that if you're looking for an advisor, you're looking for somebody who specializes in retirement rather than somebody who focuses on your growth and on your accumulation. If you're looking for somebody who is going to focus on retirement, it might not say something like wealth management. It'll say something more along the lines of retirement planning when you're looking for this type of advisor. If you are in your accumulation stages, your 20s, your 30s, or your 40s, you probably don't really need a financial advisor because you're just growing the assets. You don't need someone to help you make all of those big decisions that you need to make when you get into retirement planning. as you get closer to your retirement years, it really is challenging to be able to figure out what are all the things for the lay person to do in their retirement. What are all the things that you have to think about? I mean, there's things that you don't really have a whole knowledge on. Social Security. There's thousands of different ways you could turn on your Social Security.
Well, you've never had to think about it or worry about these things before.
Right, and there's no education on it.
Right.
You might be looking, all right, well, I'm going to look up where's the nearest advisor. I'm going to look up what to do with my Social Security, and you don't know how credible all those sources are. So you want to make sure that you're working with somebody who's in the industry, who's a financial professional, looking through what is the optimal scenario for you specifically, rather than just some general information online.
Yeah, got it.
And so that's where we step in. We help you to determine when is the best time for you personally to turn on your Social Security. What is the best option for you regarding your pension? Should you take it as an income? Should you take it as a lump sum? What different options should you use to make sure that you're maximizing for your retirement? What options do you have to reduce your risk? Because you don't want to have the same level of risk in your 60s that you had in your 30s. You want to make sure that you're protecting that nest egg that you've built up and accumulated over the course of your lifetime.
Right.
And you want to see what new investment options are out there to be able to make sure that you're maximizing your retirement. So if you don't know all of these things, we can create a financial plan for you where we're going to be able to show you the options that you can use to protect yourself in your retirement from just these things that you don't really know exactly what to do. There's no course out there on Social Security that you likely took in middle school or high school or college. They just don't offer that. Even for most seniors, they don't offer what Social Security courses, what Social Security options do you have? What pension options do you have? You might have a few minutes with your HR person, and that's about all the information you get.
Yeah, for most people.
You know, so we want to make sure that you are doing the right thing. We're going to spend more time and develop the financial plan for you. And that's something that we can do. And we just had a couple come in, and they were in their 60s. He was retired. She was still working, but she was looking to retire in the near future. And they saved a good amount for their retirement. They saved about $2 million, and they needed about $125,000 of income coming in per year. Now, he had his Social Security already turned on, but she wanted to know what was the best time for her to turn her Social Security on. So we wanted to develop that financial plan, develop that income plan. And when we did, we found that her turning her Social Security on at age 70 got her the most income over the course of her lifetime. She was projected to get about $312,000 more from Social Security at age 70 rather than turning it on at her retirement. So it could make a huge difference just turning on Social Security at the right time. And that's not even changing anything with your investments. Just looking at the different pieces of the puzzle to make sure that you're doing the very best can make a huge difference. Over $300,000 more from the Social Security system. And I can tell you, Social Security is making sure that they're getting the most money out of you. Right? Because they're getting some money out of every single paycheck that you're getting. Let's make sure that you're getting the most out of them too, because you paid into this thing your whole life. There's no reason why you shouldn't get the most that you can out of that system as well. And we didn't just stop with Social Security. We also looked at their investments. We wanted to make sure that they were in a position for success in their retirement. So we looked at their investments, and they had averaged about a 5% rate of return since the year 2000. And with our investment strategy, we showed them how they would have averaged about 8% in return since the year 2000, which is over $60,000 more on average per year, while taking less risk in the portfolio.
Got it.
See, we were able to show them that they didn't have to sacrifice and take more risk to get this better return. We just needed to reposition the investments that they had to a less risky position, but able to maximize them so that they're getting the most return that they can within their risk tolerance and within their comfort level. And so just by tweaking some of the investments that they already had, we were able to show them that on average, they're able to earn about $60,000 more on average per year with less risk. And then we looked into their tax situation, making sure that they're setting everything up the right way, making sure that they don't have to worry about paying more in taxes in their retirement. And we're able to show them the strategies they can use to minimize their tax bill. We also showed them how they could live on more income in their retirement. And by setting everything up the right way, they were able to live on $30,000 more of income each year than where they were currently living on. So let's find out what that number is for you. Maybe it's only 10,000, maybe it's 15,000, but let us prepare a financial plan that's going to be able to show you how much income you can live on for the rest of your life. And you might be able to find that it's more income than what you're currently living on. So to find this out, all you have to do is go to abetterwayfinancial.com and click on the Book a Time to Talk with Us button, and we can begin to have this conversation with you.
We also have links posted in the show notes. If it's easier, just click there, or again, visit us at abetterwayfinancial.com.
Thanks for listening to Empower Your Retirement with Frank and Frankie Guida. To learn more, visit abetterwayfinancial.com.
By contacting us, we'll review aspects of your retirement portfolio to include suggestions about how best to utilize estate, tax, and retirement planning strategies and other financial services, or if changing management styles is appropriate for your specific needs and objectives. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendations to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. A Better Way Financial is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any client experiences discussed during this show are unique to that client, and they are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. Advisory services offered through A Better Way Financial. Insurance offered through licensed professionals at A Better Way Financial. Pennsylvania Insurance License number 301779.